Howdy, howdy. We got one joining us. Go ahead and start talking. But yes, we are live at the NRG Center in Houston, Texas, where I can show you anything you want here on the show floor. So if you are watching this, want to chime in, see what we've got going on at the Houston Auto Show. Lots to see here. I was here earlier this week. I did a pre-recorded video tour of the entire show, but this one is one where you can actually interact, talk back, ask questions. I can show you what you want to see in person, but here digitally, live. So be sure, sound off in the comments. I'll respond by taking you to whatever booth you want to go check out, show you features, buttons, whatever the case may be, whatever vehicle you want to see that is here on the show floor. There's lots to see, lots of brands represented here. We are at the front of the show currently. Back in the back, Toyota's making a lot of noise, so trying to get away from them as much as possible. But yes, we've got Hyundai represented here up front. Lots of new sheet metal from them. Perhaps their most important vehicle right here currently is the new Palisade. Just won North American SUV of the Year, which they are proudly displaying on the doors up here. This is the XRT Pro version, the off-road focused version, but utility vehicle of the year. You can see here a little bit more information about it. I will say what surprised me most about this trim, actually getting behind the wheel, I've driven a couple, is it is a front wheel drive based platform, but in sand mode, off-road, at speed, it's actually a little tail happy. It's a little fun to drive, so that one's fun. This one is a completely different personality. This is the calligraphy, this is the luxury trim. So we've got all the niceties inside, Napa leather, suede headliner, you know, typical things like that. But yes, top of the line here. We spent a week in one. It was the hybrid version. We really enjoyed it, but what do y'all want to see while we're walking around here at the Houston Auto Show? I can literally show you whatever you want on the floor. My favorite brand historically has been Chevrolet. I've owned exclusively General Motors products personally since I started driving 20-ish years ago. That's as much detail on that as I'll give you. But yes, the new Tahoe was refreshed for the 2025 model year. You can see this is the Z71 trim, new wheels and tires, 20-inch wheels and tires, not my favorite, but new taillights back here. We've got updated looks in the black panel back here, which makes it a little bit different. Hey, checking in from South Korea, welcome, welcome. But yes, the biggest news for the 25 Tahoe and Suburban is the all-digital gauge cluster up here. And you can see I drove down here in a Chevy Blazer EV SS. Same dash, same steering wheel. This one does not have Super Cruise, but I am curious what engine is under the hood of this one, because the Z71 now gets the Duramax, which I absolutely love. So let's go ahead and pop the hood and see, does this one in fact have the Duramax diesel under the hood, which is new for the Z71 trim. Drum roll please. Nope. Looks like the 6.2 from here. So you can get the Duramax diesel no cost option in the Tahoe versus the 6.2 V8. Same amount of torque, but man, I like that diesel. Another very important vehicle for Chevrolet is this, the Trailblazer. This is actually the top trim. This is the RS trim. You can see big, large black wheels on this, glossy black wheels. We've got the same dash layout that we see in a bunch of new Chevys, including the Tahoe and Suburban we just checked out. But same as the Blazer EV I drove here in, it is part sharing. I don't know if it's the best or the worst, but it is what Chevrolet has been doing lately, consolidating to give you one dash across all their models. This is, as I said, the top trim, the RS. We get leather seats, black with red accents. And then over here we have the Z71 trim. Think of it as off-road focused. And much like the Palisade XRT Pro, we are a front drive based platform, but here in the Z71 it is all-wheel drive. The V6 is gone from the Traverse, and we solely get a 4-cylinder engine. But perhaps why most people look at Traverse is being displayed right here, just how much space we have back in the back, tons of space. But if you don't need all that space and you still want a Chevy crossover, maybe one of these two would suit you just fine. This is the Trailblazer. You can get all-wheel drive on this. You can crest $35,000 on one. This is an RS, which is the top trim. You can see very nice, handsome styling. It did get a facelift very recently. You can see, yes, we start at $30,000 here, but you can opt for all-wheel drive, which adds a little cost to it. But if you want to keep that cost down, perhaps you look at the front-wheel drive only Chevy Trax. I love this thing. The price on it spans essentially from $22,000 to $27,000 fully loaded. It's made in South Korea and imported here, so kudos to our fans from South Korea watching. This has made the trek across the seas to us here. This is one of the two top trims of the platform. You can see the 2RS and the Active are the exact same price. You trade out some options and some style between the two, but this is an Active model. So inside we get yellow accents with our dark gray and Artemis interior. We get some yellow accents on the dash. You can see a very similar dash design, but not exactly the same as what we saw in the bigger SUVs and the Traverse and Tahoe. So again, continuity throughout the brand, if you will. Then the halo car for Chevrolet. This is the Corvette mid-engine V8 powered. This is the ZR1 version, so the most powerful version of the Corvette. And let's see, do they put pricing on here? No, they did not put pricing on here, but yes, over 1,000 horsepower. So this thing will move on you. This is what I drove here in, just a lower trim. So I did drive in the SS, not the RS version of the Blazer EV. Mine is in the habanero red or habanero orange. It actually says orange here. My key fob says red. But yes, my model is 63 as I have it spec'd. You'll have to subscribe to the channel to see our review when that drops. But it is a very nice, very roomy cabin. To be sure, I was able to bring a giant trophy case in the back with me as I drove down here from East Texas. But yes, if we're talking Chevrolet EVs, come over here. This is the new Trail Boss trim of the Silverado EV. Technically, it is one of two trims currently offered. The RST trim has gone away, sort of, for 2026, giving you these two options here, Trail Boss or LT. You can still get an RST if you opt for the Stars and Steel package. It takes the RST and makes a special edition for the nation's 250th birthday. But as we come around and peek inside here, again, that same dash of the Blazer that I drove here in, of the Tahoe, the Suburban, the Traverse, everything, continuity, as it were. Then we have some gas-powered Silverados. The white one in the back is absolutely my favorite. It is the off-road focused ZR2 model. And here we get updated DSSV multimatic shocks. It's a very capable off-road. Here too, you can get the optional 3-liter Duramax diesel if you want it. This one has the 6.2-liter V8. Again, that is a no-cost swap if you want the diesel, and I highly recommend that diesel. But you can see we get a different front bumper, really giving you a better approach angle to those front tires, making sure they are the first thing that make contact, not the revised front bumper. But you do have a lot of underbody protection there. Back here, going across the red carpet, we do have the new Kia Telluride, perhaps the hottest 3-row on sale today. So we started off talking over at Hyundai with the Palisade, which just won the North American Utility Vehicle of the Year. This rides on the same platform, but they've done a lot to it to make it very unique and stand on its own. First and foremost, the V6 is gone. The 3.8-liter V6 of the 2025 and older models, gone. The base engine here is a turbocharged 2.5-liter 4-cylinder. I have a full video where I actually got to drive one of these just yesterday on the channel already. So if you want to check that out, absolutely be sure. Hey Roy, nice to see you. Anything specific you want to see, be sure and chime in. But as we keep looking at this Telluride, this is the top of the line X Pro SX Prestige. And we've got a lot to like here. All-wheel drive, much like that Traverse Z71. You can see we've got beefy tires, Continental Cross Contact tires on 18-inch wheels. Inside we have Syntex and Syntex suede uppers right here. So a nice dual tone, no leather. It's synthetic. We've got twin 12.3-inch screens here. We've got the suede headliner, dual skylights up above. Lots to like here. But yes, the base engine is in fact a 2.5-liter turbocharged 4. That is the only one available right now. These are hitting dealer lots as we speak, but you can only get that 2.5-liter gas turbocharged engine. A hybrid version is coming, so much like the Hyundai Palisade, I do believe that is going to be the most powerful and efficient version that you can get, and seems to be the one I would want. Though driving the one I tested yesterday without the hybrid powertrain, that 2.5 ain't no slouch. We did 0 to 60 test that one, and it was surprisingly quick for just how big this is. It has grown massively over the prior year, and I show all that off in my video. Be sure and go check that out. Back here we have the X line. So this is still an SX Prestige, top of the line, but you can see we trade out the 18-inch wheels for these 22-inch wheels and on-road tires. A little bit different style to it as well. Less matte black up front, more gloss black. And then coming inside, we do have slightly different materials in here on the dash. Lots of different color options, both inside and out. Kia does offer a purple interior, but I've been told you just have to bug your dealer to actually order something with a colored interior that isn't black on black, which unfortunately both of these are black on black. So if you want to see more than just black interiors, talk to your dealers, get them to order it. But yes, this is a very good platform. I would not mind ordering one and owning it for myself. So while we're at Kia, this is a vehicle I recently drove in Los Angeles. It is the new hatch version of the brand's second bestseller. So this is the Kia K4 hatchback. This is the top GT line turbo, 190 horsepower, 195 pound-feet of torque, 0 to 60 in just over 7 seconds, 8-speed automatic. But you can see coming around to the back, they chopped 11 inches off of the back compared to that one over there. That's the sedan. Here's the hatch. So they did make it significantly shorter, but they did not compromise on space because, Well, being a hatch, you have more vertical space, so you can be a little bit shorter. Makes it easier to park, easier to maneuver, made it very fun to drive down Angeles Crest Highway, just outside of LA. So I really did like that. Again, guys, y'all can chime in the chat. Let me know where you want me to go while we are here at the show. I can show you anything you want, any vehicle, any button, any feature that you want, as long as it isn't roped off behind glass and a sign that says, please keep off the platform. Here you can see a matte black version of that Telluride. Just a quick look at what matte finish looks like on this one. I will say my local dealer does have a black on black, and it's a glossy black. They deep tinted the windows. It looks really good, all blacked out. A lot of people are complaining about how black the grille is, but that black on black X Pro SX Prestige at my local dealer absolutely looks spectacular. If you are at all interested, I'm personally less inclined to get a black vehicle again. I've had one for the past 13 years. I'm done with black. But walking over, we'll go check out the puppies at Subaru. Subaru has a few new models here on the show floor. The updated Solterra, you can see it's got a new face up front, and it should have the new charge port, the NACS charge port. Let's see. Yep, the Tesla plug right here. So if you want a all-wheel drive Subaru co-built with Toyota, pretty unique interior here as well. Check out the Solterra. But here's the brand's bestseller, the Forester. When it was introduced, a lot of people said it looked like a Honda, it looked like a Ford, it looked like. I mean, they are going for more broad appeal with the Forester. It's always had a little bit of a quirky personality to it. And now, yes, it is a little bit more mainstream, but it is still very distinctly Forester with those big windows, very easy to see out of. And they do offer a hybrid version now as well. This one is not the hybrid, but we have tested, oh, it is a hybrid, my apologies. But we have tested both hybrid and non-hybrid on the channel. Coming over to Subaru Love Pets, yes, you can see there are some pets here to love and potentially adopt if you're in the market over here. But we do want to come and look at Subaru's newest model. This is the Outback, updated 2026 Outback. New sheet metal, new boxy look, new interior and dash. Coming in here, you can see all new interior and similar seat design. Don't worry, they took this off just because we're at the auto show. Much bigger screen here, not a vertical layout, but more square in its overall design. Return of a lot of physical buttons here for our dual zone climate. They said they've listened to customers, and customers want buttons. So here are your buttons. And then we have a fully digital gauge cluster. I will say, in these Subarus I've had with fully digital gauge clusters, I've really enjoyed them. I think they do the digital dash better than brands like Nissan, which is saying a lot because Subaru is a boutique brand, really leaning in heavily to their partnerships with Toyota. And the fact that they have better digital designs for their dash screens is saying a lot. You can see this Impreza has the old analog gauges, but I do suppose this WRX TS has the full gauge cluster, because that is the first Subaru I got that had a fully digital gauge cluster in it. Really do like this platform, though. It's not an STI. The TS stands for tuned by STI, which basically means they gave it some updated suspension bits, updated brakes, but they did not give it any more power. They're reserving that STI for more power. Unfortunately, this is off, but you can see fully digital gauge cluster back there. Go check out our review of this. We had a blue one, much like this, on the channel for a full week. I will note though that I noticed the grille is different on this one. There is no spec sheet or anything on it, so I can't tell you if this is a new design all the way across the board or if it was an option. Just something I noticed here. And the Impreza is also wearing a new grille. I'm gonna move on from Subaru and go over to Honda. This is my favorite Honda product. Currently, I would own it in a heartbeat. Honda is keeping things fairly simple, but very good here with this 2026 Passport Trail Sport. This is still a front drive based unibody construction crossover built on the same platform as the bigger three-row Pilot. The truck, I'll go ahead and pan to it over there, the truck, the Ridgeline, and the minivan of the Odyssey, but this is the best vehicle on that platform. The Trail Sport trim is supposed to be rugged and off-roadified, so you can see 18-inch wheels, big knobby all-terrain tires. We have those orange recovery hooks up front, boxy designs. Yes, it is so beautiful. It is. And we tested one just like this. I believe we even had the same wheels, tires, and everything. We drove it down to Austin and back, which, if you know anything about Texas geography, is quite the haul. I do believe a 5-hour road trip. We did get stuck in traffic, but the seats are comfortable. You can see these are mixed materials, so we have cloth here, leatherette here, orange Trail Sport accents. You can get a Trail Sport Elite package with more luxuries to it, like leather seats. You can see we have a full digital gauge cluster, but my favorite thing about this platform, not only is it boxy and very much in style right now with its boxy design, but we have a naturally aspirated V6 under the hood. Honda is the world's largest engine manufacturer, and so their 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6, tried and true. And yes, so it's a little underpowered versus some of its turbocharged competition, but it is great to see still V6 options out there for us. Another thing that truly wowed me, and I don't know why I said that like Christopher Walken, was just how much space is in the back. This is ridiculous how much space is back here in the back of the Passport. They've put places conveniently here in the side that do fit gallon jugs. So if you're running to the grocery store and want to buy milk and you don't want it toppling over, you can put it in there. Or if you're overlanding and you need water or fuel, you can put it in there. Speaking of overlanding, I'll go ahead and show you a little sneak peek there, but underneath here is your temporary spare. You can see we do have that Trail Sport branding on the back wall back there. But if you're overlanding, you probably want a full-size spare, so you can flip this up, and that tray perfectly holds a full-size spare that can be attached to the side here, and it's on the driver's side, so it doesn't really compromise overall space. And given how much room is back here, like, I can't even really reach the back seats. I really had to reach to get to the back seats. Given how much room is back here, you're really not losing a lot of space if you put a full-size spare back there in the back. So yes, very, very cool. What else do y'all want to see, guys? Do y'all want to go check out that new Prelude? A lot of controversy surrounding the new Prelude. I think it looks absolutely gorgeous, very curvaceous, very stylish 2+2 personal coupe is how I would refer to this as. It's not really a sports car, it's front-wheel drive based. It's got essentially a CVT, hybrid-only powertrain, 200 horsepower. It does have suspension bits from the Civic Type R, which is literally right behind me right now. But yes, it's a personal coupe more than it is a sports car. And you can see very clean, classy seats and interior, lots of blue accents here. It is a hatchback, so it's semi-practical. If you need to carry a lot of stuff, you absolutely can. These back seats do fold down 60-40, so you can fold them down just like so. we are very much looking forward to our first time getting behind the wheel of one. I'm going to get that seat down if it kills me. But you can see just so much space is back here now with those back seats folded down. We do have this very rakish rear roof line that does cut into it just a little bit, but yes, plenty of space from this 2+2 coupe. Again, I'm not really calling it a sports car. I know that's the history, the legacy of Prelude. That's what everybody's upset about. Its lack of power and its lack of affordability, we'll say, because yeah, we don't even get the price on this one, but north of $40,000 for this platform. I don't know, would you pay for it? There's a Nissan Z in the building with 400 horsepower, double what this produces, for a similar starting price, actually a lower starting price. Coming across, Honda, a minivan I really love. We spent a lot of time in one, the Odyssey. And then we started in Chevrolet talking about the Blazer EV. This is on the exact same platform. Honda partnered with General Motors to make this, the Prologue. Now, Honda is actually the best-selling vehicle on that platform. This outsells the Chevy Blazer, on which it borrowed practically everything but its style. And that is very interesting because Honda has prematurely ended that collaboration with General Motors. They will continue producing this Prologue because it is a top seller for them. Both GM and Honda want that, I am sure, but Honda keeps Apple CarPlay and Android Auto inside. Chevy notoriously does not have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And I can say, after driving down here all day in a Blazer EV without it, I do miss it, but they are getting better. We do have built-in Apple Music in the new Blazer, but it's still not great. I'll go into that more when we actually review the Blazer. Couldn't come down to Houston without saying go Stros here, and Honda being the official vehicle of the Houston Astros, official sponsor. They do always bring an Astros themed vehicle here. I'm loving this one. I would take this one home. I'd drive it. I'd proudly display it all across East Texas, which is, of course, Rangers country, which my second favorite team. This one is the hatch. You can see we've got quite a bit of space back here, more so than in the back of the Prelude. The back seat is more spacious than the Prelude, one more seat than in the back of the Prelude. And this one, too, does not have a price, but it is should be right in line with that Prelude. Talking about Civics, here is that Type R I mentioned earlier. 300 plus horsepower, performance, hot hatch, and I've driven one on a track. It is a lot of fun. They really roll out the red carpet in this car because, well, I'll just come in here and show you, not only do we get red seats, but we get red carpet. So yes, Honda really rolls out the red carpet for you in that one. We'll move across. This is actually the vehicle I drove down here in last time I was at the auto show when I came to film my content earlier this week. That's a Honda HR-V. This looks like it is a pre-refreshed version. It did get a facelift for 2026. So let me see. No, this one's a 26 as well. We just had the EXL trim. So we had a slightly upscale trim from that one. But we'll move over into the Toyota booth. Here we are looking at a Toyota Tundra. This is the 1794, the Western truck. Think Chevy High Country, GMC Denali Ultimate, Ford King Ranch. That's what we get here. So a very nice leather interior on this one. We do have the hybrid powertrain, but you can see the Western themed dash in this with the branded wood up front there. The name does pay homage to the land on which these are built, just outside of San Antonio. It used to be a ranch, and Toyota bought some of the property, and that's where they built the factory that makes the Tundra. The Sequoia has moved down there from the northern states. Indiana? Illinois. Indiana. I believe it was made in Indiana, now made in Texas. So there's that. And then we have the Toyota Tacoma. This looks like an SR5 model, which serves as the base model of the best-selling midsize pickup truck. But here in front of me, we have the TRD Pro, which is the top of the line, best of the best. And you can see from the big trophy in the bed of this truck, yes, it is our Truck of Texas for the second year in a row. And prior to this winning Truck of Texas, the Tundra was Truck of Texas. So it's been a nice run of wins for Toyota as of late. You can see we do have red suspension bits down here for our TRD Pro. We have a lifted suspension, bigger wheels and tires. We do have the red interior here on this one. And if you look at the backs of the front seats, we have those isodynamic seats that are seats with their very own suspension on them. And I can say low speed rock crawling, you can't even tell that those seats are in there and that they're doing anything, but fast off-road fun, those seats come in handy. I have a whole video explaining that, where me and my buddy Eric actually take this out at speed, and we discover live on camera just how good those seats are when you dip into the throttle just a little bit. Talking about the Sequoia moving production down to San Antonio, this is the new Sequoia built on the same platform as the Tundra, now built in the same place as the Tundra. We're running out of time here, so we're going to go back to a very fun product that was brought to the show that I was not expecting to see here, but I am very glad to see that it is, and that is the return of the Apex Predator. This is a 2027 Ram SRT TRX. So yes, it's come back. It's got some more letters in its name, street racing technology, but we do have more power. So under the hood here, we have the supercharged 6.2 liter Hemi V8, making now a class-leading 777 horsepower. And you can see here, yes, we still get that call out. It is eating a Raptor, because the Raptor R, with its supercharged V8, did make more power right before the TRX ended production, but now Ram miraculously found a little bit more. I'm saying, yes, you were talking about the truck bed barely fitting the giant Texas-sized trophy in the back of the Tacoma. One good thing about Tacoma is it is one of two pickup trucks in this segment that you can option a 6-foot bed. So that is another reason why Tacoma won Truck of Texas, the optional 6-foot bed. Just thought I'd call that out. Thanks for that. Here in Texas, pickup truck capital of the world, we really do use our trucks for everything, but most people use them for family vehicles. And so yes, talking about that large Texas sign back there, yeah, you can get a 6-foot bed if you need it. But back to TRX. Here we've got 13 to 14 inches of wheel travel, big, beefy Goodyear Wrangler tires. I very much appreciate the wheel to tire ratio here on this one. I didn't go into my normal rant up front. In the Chevy booth, there were 20-inch wheels on the Trail Boss Silverado earlier. No. But back here you can see massive exhaust outlets back here for the supercharged Hemi under the hood. You can see our wider stance of the TRX. Both front and rear fenders are wider set for the wider stance of this pickup truck. I had to lift this up and show you the new logo back here on the back. So we do have this new T-Rex head logo next to the TRX, and yes, the It's Back license plate. So very cool return of a muscle truck here. Will General Motors answer Ford and Ram in the high performance truck department? I don't know. They have confirmed that 2027 will see a full new model year for GMC Sierra and Chevy Silverado. And will we see something to compete with this? Only time will tell. Moving over from the static vehicles, I do want to show you Camp Jeep is here for the second year in a row. And Ram is also offering test rides, not test drives, test rides here inside. You can test drive vehicles outside, but here we have some purpose-built courses that show off articulation, the flex of the vehicles, their hill climb abilities, and that does not look like much here standing stationary, but inside that hill climb does feel quite impressive. You're staring at the ceiling of the NRG Center and then coming back down. They do offer taller hill climbs in other shows, but there are certain regulations and restrictions, I am sure. Coming over here to the Ram booth, you can see all the same tests here: suspension, articulation, ground clearance. They do a little bit better job labeling what we're doing here over at Ram, but it is definitely something you can have fun with riding along at the Ram booth. As we pan over from Ram, this thing has got my name written all over it. This is an Ineos Grenadier. This one has been modified slightly, but modified very much to my taste. I very much love color, and this thing screams, Corey, buy me, take me home. You can see we have the matching catskin leather interior. Under the hood of this, we have a BMW-derived inline six-cylinder engine. And we have all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, locking axles, good old-fashioned 4x4 technology. Of course, lots of real mechanical switches, both up above. We are in Houston. It reminds me of the space shuttle. We get more of that down here. A little bit odd, we have a digital screen here that serves as everything, because the screen back here is only for warning lights. So a slightly interesting packaging there on this. But here you can see a more traditional Ineos Grenadier, and you can see we've already got the hood propped up for that BMW derived engine. You can see more tame interior on this one. We do have a split opening rear hatch with swing doors. You can see a European pallet does fit in there. Very boxy, upright, very clean design back here. In addition to the 3 Grenadier wagons here on display, they do have a Quartermaster pickup truck. Now, both of these have won Texas Auto Riders Awards. The Grenadier is currently hoisting the trophy for Off-Road SUV of Texas for the second year in a row. The Quartermaster won Off-Road pickup truck last year for 2025. So very capable, very nice upscale vehicles here from Ineos. If you know anything about Ineos, it is a British billionaire who made his money in petroleum, and he loved Defender. He thought the new unibody built Defender was a travesty. He tried to buy a Defender from Land Rover, could not be done, so he said, fine, I'll make my own. He was at a pub in London, or the UK, I don't know London exactly, called the Grenadier Pub, and drew this on a napkin, and here we have it. It's already won awards. It is very good. It is a British vehicle with a German heart, Italian axles, and it's built in Hambach, France. So they do pay a little homage to its French-built status back there. Anything else you want to see before we leave the show? We are running out of time. They will be closing the show very shortly. They're already making the announcements. Start making your way towards the exit. We've got Ford here. We haven't spent any time at Ford yet. Is there anything you want to see at the Ford booth? I know what's on the other side of this wall. Can you guess? I'm gonna make y'all wait just a little bit before we go back there and show you what is behind that wall. But here we have the best-selling vehicle in not only Texas, but the US. This is a Ford F-150, and I've made the joke a few times. I think this Texas edition, Texas-shaped badge will easily help them sell double here in Texas, just because we love the shape of our state. Put it on anything, we will buy it. And you can see this one's nice, some upscale cloth seats. We do have the gear lever that does fold down, but we do not have the folding work table workstation there. This is an XLT Texas edition. We've got the black wheels, we've got the glossy black accents here, we've got the gloss black grille on this one, and a price tag just over $60,000. What do you say? Is that too much for cloth seats on a pickup truck? And this one has a center console. I really would love to see a bench seat in Ford pickup trucks. They do offer them, but I have been literally for months trying to find one on a dealer lot, and all the dealers order are center console models, so no bench seats. They're very hard to be found. If you want a bench seat, Chevy and GMC make it very easy for you to get one, but not so much Ford. I have seen a couple Rams as well, but if you were wondering what was on the other side of the Ford wall, I'm sure you've just been on the edge of your seat. Well, we have the F-150 Lobo. This is the street truck version of the 2026 Ford F-150. They took the Lobo package from the Maverick, which consists of a lower suspension and some other mods. Here we have 22-inch wheels wrapped in Bridgestone Alenza tires. And you can see 6-spoke, 6-lug. We didn't get bigger brakes. I think bigger wheels kind of demand bigger brakes. It looks a little empty in there when you don't. We have a new front fascia, new grille lights. When the F-150 was updated for the 2024 model year, they did put new grills, distinct grills and headlights on all their models, and this Lobo was introduced in 25. So yes, we get a very unique front bumper here. Interestingly, if you look around the license plate there are holes to let air into nothing. There's no intercooler back there, as if this were a twin turbo V6 like most F-150s are, but we have that 5-liter V8 back behind there. You would think they could figure out something a little bit different. I don't know. That was their solution, but you can see here, this one is actually a 2025 model, and it costs just a little bit more than that XLT Texas edition back behind us, $61,580, as this one is spec'd. The Lobo is based off of the STX trim, so we get cloth seats here on the inside, but we get some contrast stitching on it. We do get the work table here in this one, and we don't have to worry about that finicky shifter because we get a column shifter. So like that a lot here in this Lobo. But to go with that 5-liter V8 under the hood, we also get cutouts in the rear bumper for our dual exit exhaust. That looks very Raptor-esque back here. I'm sure it is the same Raptor bumper and the very wide set exhaust back there in the back. Anything else you want to see before I make my way out the door? We're running out of time. You've got just a couple minutes as I make my way to the front. Lots to see here. Back at Chevrolet. So kind of bringing it full circle. There are still some brands that we did not cover. over to my left, we've got Acura, we've got Lincoln, Nissan, Volkswagen are all up there. But yeah, the only Ford car currently on sale in the States is the Mustang. The CEO says, that they will be focusing on cars here in the future, so we shall see if we get more Ford cars in the very near future. But yes, we have 3 different Mustangs here to check out and see. Lots of Broncos and Bronco Sports abound up here at the show as well. So a little mini off-road SUV if you want. And then a bunch of fun, cool displays here at the show too. Well guys, they're about to kick me out of here. So I am doing VIP tours at the show starting tomorrow. If you want to come out to the show, much like what you got here, except with me in person, you can ask questions. We can actually poke around and check out. I can give you my thoughts and opinions from testing not only the vehicle we're looking at and you're asking about, but its main competitors and why you may want to look at one of those versus the car we're actively at. Case in point, we're back at the Blazer EV. I can point out, maybe look at the Honda version if CarPlay is one of those things that's a deal breaker for you. If you don't have CarPlay, or just lots of things like that. So HoustonAutoShow.com is where you can go to buy tickets for that. All day Saturday, I will be doing tours. There are 4 different tours. They are all themed, and I will further customize them to whoever shows up for my tour. I do know one of those tours is already sold out, so buy your tickets online before you come up here. You get a free shirt. I've got some GT Garage Talk swag to give you. So yes, and we'll spend about an hour together walking the show floor, checking out some vehicles without any salesmen to bother us. And I've got no vendetta. I've got no money on the line to try and sell you one way or another. I can just give you some honest feedback on all these vehicles that I've driven. But yeah, HoustonAutoShow.com. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. We've got a lot of fun content coming, including more stuff that I've already filmed here at the show I go a little bit further in depth with. But yeah, hit that subscribe button down below. Give this video a like, help show it to more people. Find us on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, everything at GT Garage Talk, or you can go to gtgaragetalk.com, which we did just redesign, and there are some more slight changes coming to that site. But from the show floor of the Houston Auto Show, until next time, gearheads, bye.